Well, when a small, unexpected horror movie kills it at the box office, surprising everyone, Hollywood has to have a sequel, and no one can stop them. Ethan Hawke, Mason Thames, Madeline McGraw, and Upham from Saving Private Ryan are all back for the sequel to Black Phone and Black Phone 2. Yes, the dad of Finn and Gwen is Upham from Saving Private Ryan. I was shocked finding that out when I was writing this review, but glad to see him in some work. Look, the most obvious thing about this movie was that the original didn't really need a sequel. Spoilers alert, Finn escaped, the grabber died, and Gwen figured out how to use her powers. Well, was on the right track to figure out her powers. That's kind of it. That's the story. It's done. So making a sequel raised a lot of questions and made me think, well, what are they going to change or stretch to get this movie to work? Well, surprisingly, not that much. I really enjoyed the first Black Phone, and I saw it right when it came out, and I think it's one of the most underrated movies to come out in 2021. Ethan Hawke was phenomenal, and all the child actors were outstanding. But Black Phone didn't need a sequel, and I still stand by that after watching this film. Now, does that mean Black Phone 2 is bad? No, not at all. It's actually pretty good film that I enjoyed myself. Ethan Hawke is great and is really... He carries his movies for sure, and he's still as scary as he was in the first one, and his acting is phenomenal. I'll just say that. Unfortunately, though, he's not really in it a lot, but when he's in it, he completely captures the screen. The violence and gore was very disturbing as well, which is great for a horror film, and the cinematography was very good, in my opinion. The snow setting was great for a bit, but then you'd see the cast just walk around in nothing but like a t-shirt and a jacket. And like, I get these kids are all from Colorado, but I don't think you would just walk around in a snowstorm with just a jacket on. Like, it just kind of ruined the cold setting of this film, the cold and hellish setting of this film. Now, like, this film tries to paint hell as a freezing place, and like, that's the concept. It's not just fire and flames. But for that to work, you kind of need to feel cold in the film, and I didn't really feel that at all. There was also some continuity problems in this film, especially with Gwen's and the grabber's powers. Well, mostly Gwen's powers. But honestly, that was bound to happen. They needed to stretch something to make this work. And they stretched her powers and what the grabber is able to do. And I get it. And it doesn't really take away from it too much. But it's like, okay, that's where they're stretching. There's also some things revealed about Finn and Gwen's mother, and also some more stuff about the grabber from his past. But it's all kind of predictable. Well, at least not that, but every aspect of the film is predictable. And some things with Gwen and Finn's mother is a stretch, in my opinion. But I guess it makes sense. It just kind of makes you think, like, what was the grabber thinking in the first film, and why didn't he like say anything, you know? But I'm not trying to go into spoilers, but we can all, you know, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It's like multiple situations of course that person knew that person, or of course that person was there the whole time, and just kind of like, it's a little bit of a stretch. That's like where it's really stretching for this movie to work, while as like the powers and how the grabber's able to come back, it's like a little bit of a stretch. But the other things are stretching hard. I saw some reviews and people mentioned that the script was bad and the acting was pretty good, but it's just like the acting came off as bad because of the script. And I'm not going to disagree with them on that. Though one part of the script I will defend is like the slaying Gwen, Finn, and their friend used at the beginning of the film. Like, look, I don't know 1980s slang. I don't know what kids were saying then. But I do know that once kids learn new words or new catchphrases, or they figure out what's trendy among their generation, they're going to say it 24/7 and not shut up about it. Like, it'll make no sense and they'll say it. And the film paints that. It might be a little too much, but it's realistic. Kids would say that. Kids are saying their own stuff right now. Like, it makes sense. I do have to agree, though, with the script, with, like, when it came to, like, really powerful and meaningful scenes that should be, like, emotional, it kind of just wasn't. Like, the acting was there, and the crying was there, and everyone's trying. Maybe some people are overacting, but I don't really want to get too much into that. But it's just like, it doesn't really do a lot, and I think it's because of the script, kind of holding them back in a way. I'm definitely hating on this film a little too much. This is a solid film that has some great scares and really uncomfortable moments that just make you like, ugh, in your chair. There were plenty of scenes where I was closing my eyes and my mouth was just wide open from the shock I was seeing. But I kind of get scared and freaked out easily. So, the person who really enjoys horror, I'm sure it might be different for them. Overall, this is a solid movie, and it was way better than I thought it was going to be. But does that mean Black Phone 2 should exist? No, not at all. It builds this universe, which is nice, but it's also just very predictable and just kind of a lot. But it's still a solid movie. I'm giving Black Phone 2 a 7.3 out of 10. So, what did you guys think of Black Phone 2? Was my rating fair? Comment below your thoughts. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe and leave a like. Goodbye, y'all.